This is the Geekazine Weekly Podcast, episode number 161 for October 20th, 2010. I'm your humble host, Jeffrey Powers. And once again, I've used that usual scrubby. And we're going to find a lot of cool stuff. We just got done with the Apple event, and we're going to talk about that. Of course, we're going to talk about a lot of other things, including Boxy. We're going to talk about Google and Mozilla. So let's get started, shall we? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. How you doing? My name is Jeffrey Powers, and you are on the Geekazine Weekly Podcast over at www.geekazine.com. 608-205-4378 is the phone number, and geekazine@gmail.com is the email address. If this is the first time that you've come to the show, thank you very, very much for coming to the show. I'm going to tell you a little bit, we're going to talk for a minute about BlogWorld, New Media Expo 4G World, and it was a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, I went out to Vegas. I left on Wednesday, got there on Wednesday, and got a call instantly from Dave Sinkin from BlogWorld say, "Hey, are you here yet?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Great, we're having a meeting right now. Come downstairs." So I went downstairs, and I'll tell you something. It was an amazing time, just the walkthrough. And I've got the video for the walkthrough. I've got the video for some of the other events online. There's going to be more. We've got a couple interviews that I did on my system. Everybody loves my camera system. I didn't bring it downstairs here. Some takeaways from it. First of all, the 4G, and I use 4G4rent.com. And if you don't know this one, if you're going into a 4G area, and you don't want to, and you want to have a faster broadband, and you don't want to have, you don't want to use the hotel wireless, try 4G for rent. It's like $5 a day, $50 deposit on the modem, and it's through Clear WiMAX, and you get 4G signal, and it's a godsend. It really is. Now I can tell you that we were in the lower area of Mandalay Bay, and for some reason 4G didn't work down there. So it's kind of sad, but when I got up to my hotel room, when it was time to upload all the videos and stuff like that, it worked like a champ. So I'm giving it, I'm not giving it 5 stars because it didn't perform for me all the time. 4 stars in this last one. So BlogWorld, I did have my sessions there. Worked with Mignon Fogarty over expirable versus evergreen content. We had a great panel, our great group there, and a lot of people really enjoyed that. I haven't heard anything back whether it worked or not, so we'll find out there. And then we had the panel on critiquing podcasts. We had 4 shows, and a lot of people might have thought that it was a lot of people saying, "Oh no, that it didn't like this, didn't like that," but I learned a lot. In fact, I learned a lot with this show. Like for instance, if you notice this, the intro was a little bit different, and I'm going to strive for a lot of other different stuff here. So. And then, of course, the next day we walked around the Kodak. We started the Kodak booth. We walked around. We did some video shooting. Kodak gave out some cameras, which was great, and we got some great content. I'm waiting for Kodak to send me some information on that and how that video worked out. Getting ready to go back to CES. That's only like 80 days away, and we've got something major in the hopper. And yes, I won an Apple TV. It's getting shipped to me as we speak. So I'd like to thank the folks over at Tech Karaoke. Back to work. Like I said, 4G World. We had some fun there in Chicago. Myself and Ralph, who was with a VOD. His partner Ken, who lives in California, couldn't come out to Chicago. He said, "Hey, do you want to come down and help me cover the event?" I said, "Yes." So we met up with some people on 4G, got hung up with the guys from Bug Labs, and they just came out with a 4G module, which was pretty exciting, and also learned a little bit more about 4G, which is something that I haven't been on the forefront in the last year or two, so I was really excited about that. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start over at Apple, and I'm going to bring that down and bring it back up. There we go. Right about there. There we go. No, back up there. There you go. Okay. We're going to start over at Apple. And I like to say it. The French say Apple. And this is over on the Huffington Post, one of my new favorite websites. CEO Steve Jobs went over during their earnings call on Monday and said, "Hey, we like the Apple, but we are not going to shrink our iPads for the Apple iPad 2. Just not going to do it, not going to do it. which I think is kind of sad because I'll tell you something. I got to play with that Galaxy Tab at BlogWorld, or at 4G World, excuse me, and I was pretty impressed. I could actually put the Galaxy Tab into a pocket. The little shirt pocket, on a button-down shirt, I could put it in that pocket. And that was pretty amazing. Running Android, I'm thinking if I get that, I might get it. It's $600 for the Galaxy Tab without a contract. So a little bit more than an iPad, but I'm kind of impressed. I'm going to talk to Sprint a little bit more, and maybe talk to Samsung and see if I can get them to get me a sample to at least go to CES with. That would be awesome. Oh, there we go. Microsoft has put out the 365. Basically, what they decided, of course, they're going onto the cloud. Everybody's going onto the cloud, as the French would say. And the president, Kurt DeBain, has said the shift to the cloud is going smoothly. And, of course, we've been seeing that with all these devices losing their hard drives and losing their different drives. Optical drives are gone. Hard drives are becoming SSDs. And it's amazing what we're doing nowadays, and everything will go on the cloud. And once we get some sort of 4G WiMAX in every single city, everybody will be happy. Now, take a look at this. There we go. Yes, it is. It's me with a Galaxy Tab in my pocket. Oh, I got a Galaxy Tab in my pocket. Mozilla's getting into the application game, App Store game. We'll see what happens there. I have a feeling you'll have apps where you can buy, and there'll be apps that are free. And I don't know, is there going to be advertising, pop-up advertising in these apps? Verizon did talk to today and over on PC World that they are going to go to tiered data plans. So unlimited smartphone data is pretty much coming to an end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last part of part one here, and we're over on device.com. And yes, in the words of R2-D2, I say, it is the R2-D2 swimsuit. Amazing. Look at that little puppy right there. You can look like R2-D2. It's a one-piece swimsuit, and you can look like R2-D2 well, if you're a guy, you shouldn't be wearing this, but if you're a girl, go for it. The R2-D2 suit is for you, and you, and you, and you, and you alone. And that does bring us to the end. Wow. It does bring us to the end of the Geekazine weekly podcast, or I'm sorry, the part one of the Geekazine weekly podcast.
Hi, Andy McCaskey from STR News here at CES 2010. We're at the Showstoppers. We're talking with Jeff Buchtman, who is with the folks at Pogo Plug.
That's right.
Now, we discovered Pogo Plug last year at the Sands, and we thought this is really, in fact, I was so excited, I went back and placed my order from the hotel that evening.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm a version 1 owner, but it looks like things have been upgraded.
Yes, that's right. We have a new version. We're calling it version 2, but for most people, it's just Pogo Plug, right? Because they're going to hear about it the first time. The great thing for you, though, as a version 1 user, is all the new features that we're adding and continuing to add, you're going to automatically get them. But we have a new form factor, a new ID, a new piece of hardware.
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, we are back. Welcome back to the show. My name is Jeffrey Powers, www.geekazine.com. 608-205-4378 is the phone number, and geekazine@gmail.com is the email address. They're going to be they're talking about mobile networks. And they're saying that mobile networks are penetrating about 90% of world population. There was a study that reported that almost 200,000 text messages are sent every second. Ladies and gentlemen. 5.3 billion mobile cellular subscriptions globally by the end of the year. 90% of the world's population has access to mobile networks. Big news of the day. Big news of the day is Apple. Steve Jobs gets onto the stage and says, hey, we've got a lot of cool stuff in what they're calling Back to the Mac event. iLife stuff, $49 upgrade or free with every new Mac, which is available right now as we speak. So go over to Mac and buy yourself a Mac. That's not the right screen. There we go. and you'll be able to buy that. Of course, they have the updated GarageBand with the new feature that syncs up if your guitarist doesn't know how to play his guitar. To get to Carnegie Hall, you don't need to practice. You just need a Mac. FaceTime for OS 10. Yeah, you'll be able to do FaceTime from your Mac to your iPhone, to your iPod, to the Nano, or whatever else the other devices you can do it. And of course, Steve Jobs did a demonstration on that. Of course, you can't turn the Mac screen. It doesn't make sense to turn the Mac screen. It doesn't have that same thing that the iPhone does. But if on your iPhone you change the view to landscape, it will turn on the Mac, which is pretty cool. Next thing that he talked about was the next version of Mac, and that's the 10.7? Yeah, 10.7. It's called Lion. It's available in the summer of 2011. 90 days from now, you will have the Mac App Store for OS 10.6. Was the 11.6-inch MacBook Air, the 13.3-inch MacBook Air, and the 11.6 MacBook Air. Starting at $999, and its height, what was the height? Was on the thinnest part was a tenth of an inch wide, and on the other end was I think, what was it, 0.34 inches wide or something like that. Starting at $999, the majority of this of the casing is covering the battery. The computer is just towards the back of the MacBook Air. It's just a small little thing. They take the SSD drive and they put it right on the board, which saves a lot of space. The standby hours were just amazing. Seven production hours, 30 days of standby. So if you want more than just an 11.6-inch MacBook Air, they have the different prices there. If you wanted to go up to the 13.3-inch version, that was $12.99. And then, of course, their ultimate granddaddy of the MacBook Air. Let me see if I can find it here. They do have the side-by-side over here on Engadget. So a whole bunch more. If you're interested in the MacBook Air, check that out over on Engadget, because they've separated. That's what I liked about it, was they separated everything, so they have their own articles instead of being one big article. So check that out over at Engadget.com. All right, last part of part 2, and then we're going to get you on your way on this shorter but longer show. Gizmodo.com has Tron watches. Yes, they're called 7R0N watches, Tron watches. They are, I'm not exactly sure how you read the watch. Hopefully they'll have something there that tells you an actual time. But they were created by Scott Galloway over at Tokyo Flash. And is there a price on these? I don't see a price on these, but they'll be available for Christmas. So if you want a cool watch, get yourself a Tron watch and watch the movie Tron in theaters now. Well, not in theaters now, but anyway, Tron. Maybe I should probably rent on my Netflix Tron. We'll wait till the Apple Store or the Apple TV comes in. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that does it for the Geekazine Weekly Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was very informative for you, and if it wasn't, you let me know how it is, how it wasn't, and I will make the changes accordingly. So, anyway, 608-205-4378, geekazine@gmail.com. If you want to contact me, of course, you can get me over on Twitter, over on Facebook, over on Plurk, over on techpodcast.com, in iTunes and Zune, Blueberry and Stitcher, and you can comment on anything like that. So anyway, that's it for the Geekazine Weekly Podcast. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. Sorry to be about 24 hours late. We will be back on schedule next week with a 162 episode and go from there. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care.